Tension continues to brew within the Orange Democratic Movement ODM party as internal divisions deepen over the party's stance on the political pact between President William Ruto and former Prime Minister Raila Odinga. The disagreement within ODM has pitted two distinct factions against each other, each with its own approach to the future of Kenya's political landscape. The first faction, led by Siaya Governor James Orengo, has voiced strong opposition to the move, which they view as betrayal of the principles and values ODM has long stood for. Orengo, a seasoned politician and a key figure in ODM, has been vocal about his reservations regarding any political alliance that might undermine the party's integrity and its historical commitment to social justice, democracy, and opposition to the authoritarian rule. For Orengo and his supporters, the pact between Ruto and Raila represents a dangerous shift in the political dynamics, one that could lead to the erosion of ODM's influence and ideals. This group is particularly concerned about the timing and the implications of such a deal. They argue that ODM, as the principal opposition party, should continue to provide checks and balances on the government rather than legitimizing it through any kind of power-sharing arrangement. Orengo's faction believes that Raila should remain at the helm of vibrant and independent opposition, not one co-opted by the government. The fear is that by embracing this pact, ODM would lose its identity and its role as a voice for the marginalized and downtrodden.
Thank you. Erokamana nya Gladys. Akene loro nyadiboro no to tiende ango. Mano to kisungu mane. Anadwa wacho matina henya nikech secha sedhi. Your Excellency the President, this man we are burying today was a freedom fighter. He was not just a security for Raila Amolo Odinga. George was a freedom fighter, and they have been shown the veterans who were arrested at that time and taken to committee for nearly a year. I am proud to say today that I acted for them when they were charged with murder. For 9 months, they were in committee. I've been to committee myself. It is not a hotel. And the reason why they were arrested was because at Central Park, a policeman, special branch, was killed at the Central Park near the Serena Hotel. And this policeman made the mistake because he was not in uniform. And people saw him draw a gun. So the crowd jumped on him and he was literally pulled apart and died a very painful death at Central Park. Now, instead of doing proper investigations, what the police did was to look at the people who attended that rally, and they were looking at people who were generally with Raila Amolo Odinga or Jaramogi at that time, and that is why they were arbitrarily arrested. Even my own driver, who is here, Michael Kuma, was also arrested. There's a young man I've known for years in the street, known as Dod Kenyatta. He was there. Lumumba Owade, who had just spoken, was there. There were nearly 9 of them. Your Excellency, what helped that case was there was a policeman who recorded his statement in English. And then when we went to court, after he had been sworn to say the truth and nothing but the truth, when he was shown the statement and asked which language he was going to speak in, and he said he is going to speak in Swahili. Unfortunately, his statement was in English. So when I started asking him questions in English, the judge then, Okubasu, insisted that he must answer in English. That there cannot be a policeman who was a superintendent of police who did not understand the English language. So every time I put him a question and read his statement, all the time he was saying, hiyo si mambo yangu, mimi sikusema hiyo. So ujinga ya huyo polisi ndio ilifanya hawa wenzetu wakatoka katika jela. They were found innocent, but the worst thing is that they were charged with murder. And this man would have been hanged. And it was not just one day. Lumumba here, after 8 months, again he was arrested in Bungoma, and they said they had killed the son of the former member for Ebuye, Honorable Sambu. And I used to go to Bungoma every day, very early in the morning from Nairobi. 5 of them were charged during a by-election. Most of those young men died. The veterans who were taken to committee, nearly 3 of them are dead. But what am I trying to say? And you have said it before at one time, that the weaponization of the criminal justice system should stop. The police should not be used to make up trumped up charges. This young man at that time, he was in prison for 9 months on trumped up charges because he was a freedom fighter, and that's why he was being arrested and charged with the offense of murder. And I thank God that policeman, he wrote a statement in English, but somebody wrote it for him. And then when he was being questioned in court, he said, no, he didn't know. There was a time when Jaramogi was called upon to go and give a statement at the CID concerning the death of Julie Ward. I think, Raila, you remember this because there's a young man who had gone into exile and had talked to Jaramogi. And Jaramogi made a statement. Instead of investigating that case, they now called Jaramogi to make the statement. And it was not an easy time at that time. So what I'm trying to say, let us build a society which is based on the Constitution and the rule of law. We can say many things. And me, I cannot be praise singing. Because we fought for a democratic constitution where people should talk. Where people should talk. Where people should talk. I was in parliament when people used to tell Moi that Moi hakuna mahali utaenda. You will be in power until the day you want to go. They told Moi, and I was in parliament at that time. There are only a few of us who said we cannot have this system of government. And Raila was the head at that time when Jaramogi had died, that we do not want that system of government. So I am asking you Kenyans, this constitution that we fought for, it is a very difficult document to keep. And if you keep on, song praising all the time, we will not have a country. So I urge you, tell your leaders the truth. Tell your leaders the truth. And know that even when, President, when you came here the first time, I was the only one who was here. I was the only one. I was here because I was convinced that institutions must work. A lot of my men, even Otiende here said he cannot come. I tried to persuade him. I was here alone with you because I don't praise, song praise. I believe that you are the president and we are going to talk. So this country will go to the dogs again. If the kind of language I'm hearing here, you continue with that language. Please, please, when you have something being brought to Siaya, it is a matter of right. It is not being, you're being given, it's a matter of right. It's a matter of right. And I cry. When I was in Parliament, I was the only backbencher. I was here with Omamo, I was with Okero, there were other people like Okwanyo, and they used to tell me that you must be in government. All of us cannot be in government. Just fight for your right. Just fight for your right. And you'll have a better country. Asante sana kwa hayo machache. I call upon Raila Amolo Odinga to come and speak.
Hallelujah.
Has welcomed the Ruto Raila fact field it as a strategic move to secure the country's political stability. Dama, known for his broad position in matters of governance and inclusivity, has suggested that his alliance could be key to bridging the political divide in Kenya and national unity. His faction sees the agreement as an
Your Excellency,
in moving Kenya forward.
William Samuel Ruto, the President of the Republic of Kenya,
the fact is not about abandoning the core values,
the governors,
but rather about
distinguished guests,
the changing political climate,
ladies and gentlemen, hamjambo.
and progress.
Hamjambo tena.
Argues that Raila's political legacy is for two.
I first want to begin by thanking everybody who has come here today to help us say as do a send-off to George Yangira Oduhuru.
While also playing a crucial part
it is very, very painful
agenda.
and it's very difficult for me
participating in
to talk about George.
Through this part might allow ODM.
But first let me begin by bringing condolences from Mama Aida, my wife,
the party supporters,
who cannot be here today because she's on a mission in Korea.
ODM has created
That's why she's not here.
uncomfortable atmosphere with both
George is a part of our family.
Other of compromising the party's long-held values.
Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya, the Governor of Narok, and all protocol observed. Ebu tusalimiane wote. Bwana asifiwe. Bwana asifiwe. Kanisa, nawashukuru kwa sababu siku hii ya Pasaka ni siku ambaye ni ya maana sana dunia nzima. Ni ya maana kwa sababu wakati Mwenyezi Mungu alifariki tulikuwa na dhambi. Leo hii amefufuka ili sote tuweze kusamehewa dhambi zetu. Na rais kuja Ntulele ili tuweze zote kusamehewa dhambi zetu ni kitu ambaye Mungu alipanga. Mimi nikisimama hapa, unajua mimi ni mtu wa Raila damu. Lakini nafurahia sana kwa sababu Mheshimiwa Ruto ameshikana na baba. Na aliposhikana na baba, mimi nikaambia baba, sasa wewe wacha mimi nilete Wamasai wote pamoja. Hakuna hata mmoja ataenda kando ya Mheshimiwa William Ruto sasa. Unajua mtoto akizaliwa, kuna wala watoto wanazaliangu ambaye huyu anangoja aambiwe afanye kitu. Na kuna ule mwingine ambaye anaangalia mahali tunaenda, yeye anaamuka anaenda anafanya. Le dama ni ule ambaye angojei kuambiwa, anaenda kufanya kwa sababu hapo tu ndio Kenya iko. Na ile kazi yote, unajua juzi nimeenda Kajiado. Watu wakasema Mheshimiwa Ruto ndiye alituma mimi. Mimi nataka kuambia His Excellency hakunituma mimi huko. Mimi nilienda huko kwa sababu nimeona njia. Nimeona ile njia ambaye Wamasai wote wanatakiwa wapite ili tuweze kupata rasilimali zetu. Unajua sisi tukisimama hapa Wamasai wote wa Kenya kura zetu haziwezi shuka chini ya 1.4 million. Na unaona kama Kalonzo anakimbia huko, anasema Wakamba wake 1.4, hata sisi wa Masai tutaenda mpaka kutoka Marsabit mpaka Kajiado, na tutakuwa na hiyo 1.4 na tutasupport William Ruto na Raila Amolo Odinga. Na hiyo tu ndio tunataka kufanya. Kwa sababu tukifanya hivyo, leo tumeimba, tumesema tuko na shida. Your Excellency, mimi najua wewe ni mtu ambaye you mean good for this country. Because I have observed. Watu wamelia, wamesema tunataka barabara. Na pengine ile pesa tuko naye hata ni kidogo, hata nakuomba sasa. Tuko na hii bill ya additional allocation of revenue. Na tunapigana na wabunge kidogo kwa sababu ya RMLF. Juzi ile tulipitisha Senate, tulitoa hiyo RMLF. Sasa mimi, Your Excellency, mimi nakuomba uongee na hawa wabunge, ndio hiyo additional allocations zikuje hapa Narok, ile ndio at least tuache kusema unafanya kila kitu. Iko barabara moja hapa hivi ambayo imetajwa, and it is very important. Kutoka hapa tu inaenda Mosiro, inaenda mpaka Magadi. Hiyo ni barabara ambaye ikiweza fanyika, we have united Kajiado and Narok. Kuna barabara kutoka Yore kule inapita Lombogishi, inaenda mpaka Naivasha. Kuna ingine ya Narigangare inaenda mpaka Kongoni. Tushikanishe hizo mabarabara, then you see development. Hii watu wako hapa, they are very industrious. Tuko na, ukipita hapa, Your Excellency, utaona ngano, utaona mahindi. Ukipita tuna ndege utaona tuko na chakula mingi sana. Mimi niko na mashamba hapa. Na ile shida moja tuko naye ni stima, lakini mimi na Ken tutashikana tupush ndio at least stima iweze kufika hapo na watu wapate stima. Pia maji, sisi tutafuata ministries of water. Kazi yako ni mingi. Wacha mimi na Ken tushikane. Governor afanye ile yake, sisi wabunge twende kwa hiyo maofisi tuhakikisha tuko na share yetu. Niliambia jana wabunge, mkitengeneza budget, angalia tupaka 50 million hapo ka bridge. Unajua rais hataenda kuangalia budget yote kila mahali. Inaweza fanya ponyoka tu vinasukia bridge ndio imeweko. That is the intelligence. That is how we must work together. Na kwa sababu sasa it's a new beginning. Mimi nimehakikishia Your Excellency, hakuna hata Masai hata moja ataenda nje ya serikali. Tunatoka hapa tunaenda Alchamus. Huko mpaka tutawajengea manyumba ndio waweze kuhesabiwa. Alchamus, Your Excellency, siku ile utapatia hao constituency, utakuwa umesolve problem yote ya hao Masai. These guys are very rich. Lakini challenge saa hii, Your Excellency, kuna ile kwa sababu ya mvua kubwa, ukitoka Melili uteremka mpaka Waraule, iko lori karibu 26 zimekwama. Na imebeba chakula, imebeba vitu ambaye inaenda kuuza kutoka kwa mashamba ya watu. These people are rich. They are industrious. We just need to be able to support them. Nikimalizia, Your Excellency, because sitaki kuongea zaidi ya kanisa. We have professionals wa Masai. Kuna hata mmoja anaitwa Kibelegenya alikuwa amepromisio kitu. Mimi nakuomba ufanye ukarabati kidogo ndio hawa watu wamesoma wapate pia some appointments. Wapate appointments ndio wahakikisha ya kwamba hii serikali tumeilinda. Industrialization, ile maneno ya kula hapa. Mimi najenga kadhaa kidogo, Ken najua anajenga kidogo, lakini ukitupatia boost kidogo, hawa mama watapata mali ambayo watauza maziwa yao kwa pesa mingi. We talk development, we hold each other's hand. Kwa sababu, na nikienda kumalizia, kanisa, mimi najua siku ile Ledama atakufa, ataenda hivi tu. Hivi tu. So wakati niko hapa, nataka kuhesabiwa kama mmoja yule ambaye alifuata Biblia. Wakati the curtain broke, all of us now had access to God. Wote. Unaweza keti umuombe Mungu. Si ndio Bishop Mangula? Umuombe Mungu directly. Hii maneno mnasema maneno ya spokespersons wa Masai. We have the president. He's a spokesperson of Kenya. Wacheni na hii kitu ambayo mnaita spokesperson. Spokesperson what? Tuko na mashida mingi. We need to come together. We cannot have wazee wanaenda kukaa kwa boardroom alafu wanapatia mtu mmoja kumwambia spokesperson. We have the president of this republic. Tuwe kitu kimoja kama government of Kenya, tuache kujigawa kwa sababu siasa za ukabila hazitusaidii. Mungu awabariki sana, asanteni.
However, the split within ODM has created an uncomfortable atmosphere, with both factions accusing each other of compromising the party's long-held values. This internal strife is further complicated by the looming 2027 elections, where ODM's position will determine its influence in the next phase of Kenya's political development. As the debate rages on, ODM's future remains uncertain, with its leadership now faced with the difficult task of reconciling these conflicting views or risk further fragmentation of the party. The tension in ODM mirrors the broader political uncertainty in Kenya, where shifting alliances and power struggles continues to shape the trajectory of the nation's democratic journey. Only time will tell whether the party can navigate this internal crisis or emerge stronger, or if it will be further divided by its internal disputes. Please, this is Jambo Safari Media. Make sure you subscribe, share, and like the content.